Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Let me ask you something real and answer it honestly in your mind. Have you ever finally stayed silent with someone, not because you were hurt, not because you were scared, but because you woke up and saw the truth of who they really were? Because silence is not the absence of strength. Silence is the proof that you no longer need to argue, defend, or explain yourself. When you go quiet, it means something inside you changed. You reached a point where peace mattered more than being understood. You reached a point where you stopped giving people the privilege of access to your emotions. And the crazy part is, they never expect it. They expect anger. They expect you to chase. They expect you to fight for the connection. But when you give them silence, you shake their entire world. They thought you would keep trying. They thought you would never walk away. They thought they always had a hold on you. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike those who hurt you." Silence is proof that you will not become like them. Silence is where self-respect replaces desperation. Silence is when you decide that protecting your heart means more than proving your point. And when you stop speaking, they finally start hearing. They hear the distance. They hear the change. They hear the reality that you are done. They feel the emptiness where your effort used to be. Silence makes them realize that your presence was a blessing, not something they were entitled to. So, before we go deeper, write this in the comments right now as a declaration of strength. My silence is not weakness. My silence is self-respect. Number 1, silence shows you don't need them anymore. The reason your silence hurts them is simple. Silence exposes need. When someone depended on your attention, your replies, your reactions, your validation, your love, your support, even your anger, they became addicted to the emotional power you fed them. When you stop talking, you cut that power source. Most people never realize how much they depended on your voice until they lose it. They thought you would always respond. They thought you would always explain yourself. They thought they had control over your emotions. But silence tells them, you are not that important anymore. Seneca said, "He who needs riches least enjoys riches most." In the same way, he who needs other people the least is the one with real emotional power. Your silence proves you are not held together by their attention. You can walk alone. You can heal alone. You can rebuild without them. Nothing hurts a person with control issues more than losing control of you. When you stop talking, you take away the comfort of knowing they still matter. They start wondering what you are thinking. They start questioning if you still care. They start worrying that someone else replaced them. Silence forces them to deal with insecurity they used to hide behind pride. They can no longer predict your moves. They can no longer access your mind. They can no longer trigger you. You gave them nothing, and nothing is louder than silence. This is why silence is not weak. Silence is a declaration that you don't need closure. You don't need apologies. You don't need clarity from someone who already showed you who they are. That is why silence hurts them more than shouting ever could. They are left with guilt, questions, and confusion, while you are finally free. Number 2, silence makes them face their truth. Most people run from accountability. They hide behind arguments, excuses, half-truths, lies, and emotional games because they do not want to face the mirror. Your silence is the mirror. When you stop explaining yourself, they are left alone with their choices. When you stop responding, they are left with the consequences they created. When you stop defending yourself, their actions speak louder than anything you could say. Epictetus said, "Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him." Your silence reveals them. It reveals their guilt. It reveals their immaturity. It reveals their lack of effort. It reveals their fear of losing someone they thought they would always have. Silence forces them to replay every moment where they should have treated you better. They remember the nights you stayed up for them. They remember the advice, the support, the loyalty, the love, the patience and the forgiveness you gave without asking anything in return. They realize they pushed away someone who genuinely cared, and that realization hurts far more than anger. Silence is emotional punishment without cruelty. Silence is accountability without drama. Silence is distance without hatred. Silence is where you finally say, "I am done teaching you how to treat me," and here is the part they never expect. The longer you stay silent, the louder the truth becomes. Suddenly they notice the difference. Messages stop. Calls stop. Effort stops. They see you living your life with peace instead of pain. That scares them because they thought you needed them. But your silence shows that the person who needed something was not you. It was them. Instead of arguing or trying to explain your worth, take it away. The Stoics believed that you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. So stop allowing what insults your soul. If someone does not value you, let silence be the consequence. When you stop talking, you stop bleeding for someone who never planned to heal you. That is how silence becomes strength. Number 3, silence makes them realize you were the one holding everything together. Silence is not just the absence of words, it is the absence of effort, and that is what hits hardest. When you stop trying, stop fixing, stop explaining, stop defending, and stop reaching out, they finally see what they never appreciated. They start realizing it was you who made the connection work, you who brought understanding, you who softened conflicts, you who apologized first, you who forgave the fastest, you who held everything in place while they took it for granted. The moment you go quiet, the balance of emotional responsibility shifts. Suddenly they feel the weight of every message you are not sending, every call you are not answering, every conversation you are not starting. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Your silence becomes their trial. It forces them to experience the emptiness that comes from losing someone who truly cared. They will remember how easy life was when you were there to calm issues, to reassure them, to motivate them, to show love even when they barely gave any back. Now they have to deal with the reality that nothing feels the same without your presence. Silence teaches them that attention is not free, loyalty is not automatic, and love is not guaranteed. They assumed you would always be there. Now they have to sit with the shock of realizing you are not. They start checking old messages, thinking about moments they ignored you, replaying the conversations where you needed emotional effort and they gave nothing. Silence makes them replay every mistake they brushed off. It makes them feel the space you used to fill. And the longer you remain silent, the more they understand that you were the one carrying the relationship, the friendship, the bond, or the connection. Silence exposes the truth. They didn't lose someone average. They lost someone irreplaceable, and that pain is something they cannot admit out loud. They feel it in their routines, in their boredom, in their loneliness, in the way life feels dull without your energy. Your silence becomes the loudest teacher they will ever face. That is why your silence hurts them more than any speech ever could. Number 4, silence destroys their ego. Silence is a weapon that strikes straight into a person's ego, and ego hates being ignored. Some people don't want love, they want control. They don't want respect, they want dominance. They don't want connection, they want your reactions. Their ego feeds on knowing they can affect your mood, get inside your mind, and pull you into confrontation whenever they choose. When you stop reacting, their ego starves. When you stop responding, their ego panics. When you stop giving attention, their ego realizes it never had real power in the first place. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Silence shows mastery. It shows that you are no longer controlled by pressure, guilt, manipulation, or emotional tricks. Your silence forces them to see that their insults no longer move you, their drama no longer entertains you, their excuses no longer impress you, and their lies no longer confuse you. Ego wants to win. Silence tells them they already lost. They want you to beg, chase, and argue because that makes them feel superior. Instead, you give them nothing, and nothing is the exact thing their ego cannot survive. Silence makes them question themselves. Silence forces them to wonder why you are so calm, why you are not reacting, why you are not angry, why you are not fighting. Your silence becomes a mystery they can't solve. It makes them uncomfortable because it proves the grip they thought they had on you is gone. When someone's ego is wounded, they will try to provoke you even more. They might post things, talk behind your back, act like they don't care, try to replace you, or pretend you never mattered. But these are performances built on insecurity, because deep down, they feel the punch of your silence. People who expected you to crumble get confused when you stay composed. People who expected to break you fall apart when you remain unbothered. People who thought you were weak realize you were strong enough to walk away without shouting. Silence is emotional maturity. Silence is self-control. Silence is self-worth. The Stoics believed that the greatest victory is the victory over one's own reactions. Every time you choose silence over chaos, you win. And they feel that loss louder than any words you could ever shout at them. Number 5. Silence makes you unpredictable. One reason your silence hurts them so deeply is because it removes their sense of control. When you stop reacting, you become unpredictable. They don't know what you're thinking, what you're planning, or how you feel. People who manipulate others depend on predictability. They expect you to defend yourself. They expect you to explain. They expect you to apologize. They expect to trigger your anger, sadness, or guilt. But when you give them nothing, their mind turns on them. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When your silence shows confidence instead of fear, their thoughts start attacking them. They wonder if you have moved on. They wonder if someone better replaced them. They wonder if you finally see their real character. They wonder if their lies are exposed, if their mask fell off, if their power is gone. Silence plants doubt in their mind, and doubt is a brutal enemy. Unpredictability forces them to reflect on their own actions because they no longer have a distraction. When they can no longer control the conversation, they have to face themselves. They might pretend they don't care, but internally they are restless. People who expected you to chase them feel lost when you don't. People who expected you to argue feel powerless when you refuse. People who thought they owned your emotions feel shocked when you take back your peace. That's why silence is powerful. You aren't ignoring them because you are weak. You are ignoring them because you refuse to waste yourself. When they can't read you, they can't control you. When they can't provoke you, they can't manipulate you. When they can't influence your feelings, they realize your strength was always underestimated. Silence removes their playbook. Silence removes their strategy. Silence removes their confidence. You become the one with the upper hand. You become the one they analyze. You become the one they fear losing. The Stoics believed that power comes from inner stability, not outer noise. By staying silent, you show that their behavior doesn't deserve a response. You show that your peace matters more than their attention. You show that emotional control is your superpower. And the moment they realize they can't predict you anymore, that's the moment they finally see who actually held the power. Number 6. Silence forces them to feel the loss. Silence is more than absence. It is a reflection of value and boundaries. When someone used to have your attention, your energy, your time, or your care, and suddenly finds none of it available, they feel the emptiness immediately. They feel it in the missed messages, the unanswered calls, the absence of validation they once relied on. They feel the shift of power, and it unsettles them because they are forced to confront what they took for granted. Marcus Aurelius said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." You don't need to argue, explain, or correct them. Your silence does the work for you. Your peace becomes the consequence of their disregard. Suddenly, they are left replaying moments they ignored, moments they disrespected, moments they assumed you would always tolerate. Silence forces awareness because it removes the distraction of your constant reactions. It makes them sit with reality, and reality is uncomfortable when they realize your patience and loyalty were never infinite. They begin to notice the void where you once filled the gaps. That void is the teacher. That void exposes selfishness, immaturity, and negligence. Your absence reminds them that your efforts were not obligations, they were choices, and now those choices are no longer available. Silence creates reflection. They start questioning why you stopped caring, why you stopped explaining, why you stopped investing. And the truth hits harder than any confrontation could. You were the one who added meaning, stability, and care to their life, and without your energy, their world feels emptier, smaller, and colder. Silence allows them to see that their actions had consequences without you uttering a single word. It protects your mental space while they sit with regret. Your quiet confidence becomes louder than any argument, louder than any apology you could demand. It is the reminder that your presence was earned, not owed, and when you withdraw it, they feel the magnitude of what they lost. Number 7. Silence reveals their true character. When you stop reacting, what emerges is the raw truth of who someone really is. People show their real nature, not when things are calm, but when they are ignored. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their intentions, their patience, their integrity, and their respect, or lack thereof. Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." When you refuse to react, you remove the chains that allow them to control you. They cannot manipulate your feelings or provoke your ego, and that uncertainty forces them to reveal themselves. Some will retreat, some will grow desperate, and some will lash out. Their reactions, or absence of them, expose everything they were hiding. Silence makes it impossible for them to hide behind excuses, charm, or performance. They reveal whether they valued you or just the attention you gave. They reveal whether they respected boundaries or saw your patience as weakness. They reveal whether they were truly loyal or simply convenient. And while they struggle to regain control, you remain steady, unmoved, untouchable. Silence is not passive. It is an active force that unmasks the truth. You no longer participate in games, and they have no choice but to play them alone. They start questioning their own decisions, replaying moments where they mistreated or underestimated you. realizing that what they lost cannot be replaced so easily. Silence is the ultimate truth-teller because it allows you to observe without interference. You gain clarity while they feel the discomfort of their own exposure. Silence does not just protect you, it educates them. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. You become the standard they cannot reach simply by walking away, by keeping your peace, by refusing to participate in their chaos." Your silence becomes a test they fail or pass, and most fail because they never truly valued what they had. Silence is your shield, your weapon, and your spotlight all at once. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. My silence exposes the truth. Number 8. Silence gives you complete control over your energy. Silence is not just a response, it is a reclaiming of your energy, your focus, and your life. When you stop reacting to someone who constantly seeks attention or tries to manipulate you, you stop giving them the fuel they need to affect your emotions. Every word you refuse to speak, every argument you refuse to enter, every explanation you withhold is a step toward freedom. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your mind is yours. No one can invade it without your permission. Silence grants you that permission back. People who thrived on creating chaos, doubt, or insecurity in you suddenly feel powerless. Their strategies fail because they no longer receive the reactions they counted on. They may post, gossip, or attempt manipulation, but their actions bounce off your quiet confidence. Silence forces them to face the reality that their influence over you is gone. It shifts the dynamic completely. The energy that once drained you now flows into your growth, your clarity, and your peace. Your attention is the most powerful resource you have, and by keeping it to yourself, you demonstrate that it is not disposable. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By reacting less and holding space for yourself, you control the narrative without saying a word. Silence protects you, while showing them that your value cannot be dictated by their behavior. They begin to feel the loss of your energy because it no longer reinforces their ego, their games, or their attempts to control you. Your absence is louder than any words you could have spoken. It makes them realize that you were not dependent on their validation. You were the steady source of your own stability. Silence allows you to prioritize yourself over their chaos, your peace over their drama, your growth over their manipulations. Your silence is not absence, it is power. It is proof that you control your emotions, your energy, and your life. People wanted your reaction, your attention, your explanation. But by staying quiet, you taught them a lesson they will never forget. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you refuse to react, you protect your mind, your peace, and your growth. Silence exposes truth, removes manipulation, and forces others to face their actions while you remain steady, confident, and untouchable. Your presence, your focus, and your calm are more valuable than any argument. Walk away from chaos, refuse to give energy to those who do not respect it, and let your silence speak louder than any words could. You are in control. You are free. You are powerful. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. My silence protects my peace. I am unshakable. I am in control of my life. If this message resonates, hit subscribe, like, and share this video. Step into your quiet strength, protect your energy, and let your silence change everything.